teach you how to be a better friend. And so here's a couple things to keep in mind. Luke 6:31. Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. And then another example. So he, this is Jesus, got up from the meal, he took off his outer robe, and after that he poured water into a bowl, basically, and he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around him. Back then, it was disgusting to walk around basically with just sandals, and there's like horse poop and stuff on the ground. It was gross. But Jesus took the position of the lowest person on the totem pole, the first person, the lowest servant, and he said, look, and he took care of them. He cleaned their feet. He did the gross job. He did the hardest job. He chose the worst job. Are you that type of friend to where you would choose the worst job to serve your friends?
Hola friends, my name is Esther, and I am so excited to be with you today. Now, think about your best friend for a minute. If you're anything like my best friend and me, you are the perfect match. You just go together. You support each other, trust each other, share interests, and really get each other. You're real friends. Kind of like peanut butter and jelly, or burgers and fries, or bacon and eggs, or chips and salsa. These pairs are perfect together. If foods could be friends, these will be the real deal. It's like best friends. It's kind of hard to imagine one without the other. The point is, I think we all agree that when it comes to friendships, we want friends who match up with us perfectly. We want real friends. Some of you will probably say you have millions of real friends, and others of you may have only a few people you consider real friends. And some of you would love to have even just one real friend who has your back. But no matter what your friendship situation is, it's important to take a look at the people that you keep close to you. It's important to know how to find real friends and be real friends, because real friends can play a pretty big role in your life. Think back to the way most of your friendships started. A time when someone tossed you the 4-square ball and invited you to play. A time when the only drama surrounding your birthday party was if it will be at a trampoline park or a bowling alley. A time when agreeing on your favorite YouTuber was all you needed for a solid friendship. Maybe you can even remember way back when friendships looked like a grown-up setting up a play day for you with juice boxes and a snack. Back then, friendships were pretty simple. Now, fast forward to now, and my guess is that friendships have become a bit more complicated. Now your friend group seems to be changing all the time. And if it isn't already changing, you're probably worried that it will. Maybe the friends you had since 2nd grade don't really talk to you anymore. You have different classes, different interests, different activities going on, and your friendships have changed as a result. Or maybe your friendship seems to be changing simply because life is changing. Things are different as you switch school or classes or start on new teams. And that makes finding consistent friends who really know you a little bit harder. Maybe over the years, your idea of friendship have changed. You need more than just a playdate an adult set up for you just to feel like you have a real friend. But you're not sure where to even begin find the kind of friendships you want now. My point is this. Sometimes in life, it can feel like you don't have the kind of real friendships you want. Maybe you don't feel like you have any real friends at all. And if we're being honest, I think we can admit that that feeling can be really difficult. When you can't find real friends you're looking for right now, it's easy to believe that you will never have any real friends at all. So what do we do when we find ourselves feeling this way? How do we actually find the real friends we're looking for? When it comes to finding the friends and being the friends we want to have, I cannot think of a better example than Jesus. So today we're looking at some solid advice that Jesus gave about friendships. There was this guy named Luke who was one of Jesus' early followers. Luke was a doctor, and he documented the life and ministry of Jesus. In his writings, Luke told us about something Jesus did a lot. Jesus was speaking to his disciples, his closest followers at that time, and crowds of people were listening in because they wanted to hear what Jesus had to say about God. For hundreds and hundreds of years, these people have been focused on following rules and laws as the most important part of their faith. But Jesus was teaching that faith is more than following rules. It's about following and having a relationship with God. Here's what Jesus had to say to the crowds. Do to others as you will like them to do to you. Here's what Jesus had to say to the crowds. Do to others as you would like them to do to you. While Jesus was talking specifically about what it looked like to love your enemies, I think we can take this same idea and apply it to our friendships. It basically means you should treat others the way you want to be treated. Makes sense, right? In theory, it sounds like an amazing way to live, but in reality, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Think about what that would mean when it comes to real friendships. Text others the way you want to be texted. Invite others as you will want to be invited. Include others as you will want to be included. See others as you would want to be seen. Talk to others as you will want to be talked to. Post on social media in the way you would want to be posted about. When you put it that way, suddenly it's not as easy to do, is it? I think all of this really boils down to just one thing. Value. In your friendships, you want to be valued. You want to be noticed, included, or missed when you're not there. You want to feel important to those people closest to you. Based on the truth Jesus shared, one of the best ways to increase the value of your friendships is by being the one who starts valuing others first. Instead of focusing on only what you are getting or not getting from your friendships, you can focus on what you are doing to be a real friend. In other words, you can choose to be the friend you want to have. What's awesome is that Jesus didn't just talk about it, he lived it too. His disciples were the closest people to him. They were his real friends. And later, Jesus actually demonstrated what it means to value others by doing something really cool for his friends. Here's what he did. So he, Jesus, got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Okay, so this might seem a bit awkward to us today, but the whole washing feet thing was very common back then. People walked around with their sandals through dust, mud, water, even animal waste. Ugh. Because of that, people spent a lot of time with super dirty feet. The custom was for a servant to wash the feet of the owners or guests of a home as they entered. So when Jesus started to wash the feet of his friends, they freaked out because it was the job of a servant, not a savior. But Jesus didn't care. He chose to kneel down and wash their feet. Jesus chose to serve his closest friends. He took the first step to show them what friendships look like. What I love about this story is that Jesus took action. He didn't wait for his friends to treat him the right way. Instead, Jesus went first to treat them with value, love, and significance. He showed them what it looks like to be a real friend. And it's something that I think we can do too. Do I mean we need to start washing the feet of our friends? No. In fact, please don't. That's just gross. What I do mean is that you can start finding real friends by being a real friend first. You can love, value, and show up for your friends in very important ways. You can be the friend you want to have. So, how do we do this? As people who want to have real friends, what can we do? Well, like I said, we can follow Jesus' example and start by being the kind of friend we want to have. We can be a real friend to others. It may not change anything overnight, but I believe you'll find yourself in the kind of friendship you've been looking for. And to help you get started, I want you to try two things. First, think about the kind of friend you want to have. Part of making a new friend or strengthening the friendship that you already have is thinking about the qualities that you appreciate in a friend. Are they interested in the same things that you are? Do they invite you to do things? Do they have a seat for you at lunch? Are they easy to be around? Are they nice to your siblings? Are they patient? A good listener? Dependable? Kind? Do they have your back? It's hard to have real friends if you have no idea what kind of friends you want to have. So today, think about what a real friendship looks like to you. Then, be that kind of friend. Jesus set the tone with his friends by first being a friend to them. He didn't wait for them to treat him the way he wanted. He set the example by being a real friend right away. And you can do the same. I know their natural response in friendship is to wait for someone to be nice to you or include you, or invite you to do that thing. But today, be the one to take the first step. Be a friend first. Invite them to sit by you, invite them to hang out after school, ask them to play video games with you, let them join your pickup basketball game. Offer a kind word first. Think about the way you want people to treat you, and then find a way to treat them that way first. I think over time, you'll see a change not just in your friendships, but in yourself too. One place you can start is in your group. Your group can be a place where you can talk about the things that really matter with people who really care. It's a great place to start showing others what it looks like to be real friends. And if you don't feel like the people in your group are real friends yet, don't worry. Maybe it's because you haven't spent enough time with them yet, or haven't gotten to know them well enough. That can take a while. I know real friends are hard to come by. In fact, when it comes to real friends, I think we all want to know how to find them and how to be them. But remember, it starts with you. So, be the friend you want to have.